Okay, so hacking for good. Unveiling the power of ethical hacking in tech. We're gonna learn about the essential role of ethical hacking. And that's very important because it creates resilience and keeps us safe, actually. So this session will illuminate the importance of ethical hacking and protecting our digital world. So for this, I would like to welcome Uldis Žeidurs, the CGO of NoStress. Welcome to the stage.
Hi. Am I unmuted? Can you hear me all right? Yeah, okay, I have a lot of thumbs up. Let me just put that down. I will need my iPad for the questions that I have prepared for our other guest who will join me shortly on the stage. But before that, let me start quickly with a little game that I want to play with you. Basically, normally when people get on a stage, they start talking some kind of a gibberish, right? Some sentences here and there. And there's a one reason and only one reason why they do that. And the reason is simple. To put your brain basically in a place, in a position where it better understands what it is that I'm saying. For your brain to get used to the tone of my voice, right? The accent, and so on. So my question to you today would be, how ethical it is of me to basically do that to you, to hack your brain that way. I would argue that it's actually perfectly fine and even expected, right? So ethical. The problem with that is me explaining what I just did to you makes me come across as a bit of an ass, okay? So I get that, it's fine. So with that out of the way, hi. My name is Uldis, and I'm here today basically talking to you about, well, cybersecurity and in a way, more of the ethical aspects, what entails all of that. So I call myself an IT generalist, a hacker, a tinkerer, and a geek. Most people know me as the geek in residence with Startup Wise Guys, where I work with startups and I teach them many things. Well, we also talk a lot about ethical hacking with them. Now, what many people don't know about me is that I personally once had Interpol knock on my door at 2 a.m. one night. Now, thanks to that experience, today I can tell you that the safest place where you can store or hide a hard drive in is a sack of potatoes, okay? And that's from personal experience. Now, also, thanks to that experience, I'm invited specifically here today to talk to another person who might have been in a similar situation, someone who not only calls them an ethical hacker, but is indeed a certified one. So today I would like to welcome on the stage the co-founder of BeSafe 365, Mr. Deniss Čalovskis. Please take a seat. Hi, Deniss.
Hi, colleagues. I didn't know how to arrive. On one perspective, I was thinking about that I forgot my hoodie. You know, everybody expects that hackers coming with hoodies, and then we decided that all this will come by his own, and then I will come, I will join, and I was thinking like, okay, I should come like in a help game or game and somehow to interact.
Indeed.
but,
Indeed.
but
Right.
but okay, here
Well,
I
anyway,
am.
so here's Deniss. He also got his chance to hack into your brain, hopefully. So I hope that you are all ready for basically the interview style of the fireside chat that we are going to have today. And I would like to basically start here. So assuming that only a part of the audience, and I'm looking in that direction, knows the story, your story specifically, but I would hence like to open the conversation with a question to you, Deniss, and the question is this. So, what motivated you to become an ethical hacker? So, some insights into that.
Like in ethical hacking or
The, tell us as much as you would like us to
um,
know.
it's a really nice question, and maybe I hope that everybody knows such name like Kevin Mitnick. And when I was uh, 16 or 18, this person was like everywhere and like a hacker, and this where I think everything started. I never wanted to be like a hacker or an ethical hacker. I never was thinking about it, but somehow life changes, and right now I'm here. I even have nothing with startups, and maybe I have, as people call them, as startups, but I never was like in startup area and startup sphere. But yeah, I'm here right now, and one day I was like in a case, and after the case I thought, okay, if people want me to see hacker, I want to be a good, like certificate hacker or a pen tester, and I went through through some courses, or I wanted to find out if there are some courses, and I found one, and it was called like certified ethical hackers courses, and I accomplished it.
Hmm. Okay.
That now I'm certified
Okay,
ethical
okay.
hacker
Got
only.
it. Got it, got it. All right, so let's move on with the next one. So what I'm wondering to myself is basically nowadays we have, we have a lot of tools, we have systems in place, we have procedures, we have processes, everything to basically protect us from whatever is happening out there and trying to attack us in many different ways. So essentially, what is the point of ethical hacking as such within that landscape that already protects us? What's your take on that?
Yeah, so usually companies spends a lot of money in cybersecurity. Okay, maybe not a lot of in cybersecurity, but they think that they are really secure. When you start to talk this, everybody says, "Oh, we are secure, we have everything fine." And if it is bigger companies, then they have firewalls, encryptions, CMs, XDRs, EDRs, these all modern words, modern abbreviations with three or two letters. But the question is if it really works, if it's okay. We spend so much money, but if we really, if we really use all this money from what we spend, and security validation is when maybe pen testing or ethical hacking starts. To find out if it really works, if CM really finds out all activities, if XDR really takes all the telemetrics what it gets, and another problem is with such a big landscape of these solutions, we have all these solutions are very great and very nice, and marketing activities are so perfect, and every seller comes and says, "Hey, we are the best," and you believe them because he looks so fine. He really shows that products work like a best. But these bets, second bets, third bets, everyone are best. Which one to take? And you take one, second solution, third solution. You can complex of solution by the layers, divide them, by the matrix, divide them. Now you are safe. And ethical hack can help you understand if you really need all these solutions.
Right, so basically what you're saying is even if there's a software, it's probably good in a specific scenario or a few of those, but essentially the job or the role of an ethical hacker then is to figure out what scenarios that software does not handle well.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay, awesome. So here's a tricky one, a trick question to you. So what does ethical really mean in general and to you specifically, and where do you draw the border between what is ethical and what isn't? When it comes to ethical hacking, of course.
I had a great dad. He was like my idol, and he learned me to know what is good and what is bad. Every parents try to teach their kids to know what is good and what is bad. Like killing people is bad, and helping people is good. So ethical hacking is what is ethical. First of all, means that if we signed a contract, an NDA, if nothing signed and nothing is is approved and nothing is discussed, that it's most likely will be unethical. On the other hand, we have something like gray hackers, like who will do something even if it's not approved. But then the next border starts if you will kill the system or make something bad for the system. So if you have an NDA and you start doing something, it's ethical, and you found something wrong, like I even don't want to say this word, like child abuses and so on. Uh, it's it will be ethical if you will inform police
Even
or
if you
about
have an NDA
even
in
if you
place
have an
with the
NDA.
company, you
Yes.
find cases like this, and then it's actually ethical to break the NDA in a way.
Yes,
Okay, got it.
it's like
Well,
a common. I think ethical is very common with common senses.
Mm.
Like it's just right to tell the
Okay,
police
got
about
it.
this.
So whatever a decent person would or wouldn't do, that's essentially the definition of ethical, in also in the sense of hacking. Right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, got it. Awesome. Right. So you are an ethical hacker, a certified one. So I'm wondering who actually certifies hackers. I mean, you could imagine there's a person in a hoodie sitting down in their basement hacking, and someone just knocks on their door, goes into the basement, and issues them a badge of honor. Now you're certified. Wonderful. Off you go. Right. So who certifies those hackers, and what does the certification process entail?
Actually, I sit with in hoodie at home. Yes.
I mean, we all do.
Even in winter it's cold.
Yeah.
But well, there are um, there are a bunch of certification companies. I like four. One of them is EC Council. EC Council provide these certifications for certified ethical hacker. It's named the certified ethical hacker. Its course is very broad, and the same as cybersecurity and IT layer is very broad, starting from networking, ending with mobile networking and so on. But actually, it's very close to CompTIA Pentest. They just different name, like Pentest Plus, but it's more narrow. It's more about only networking, not about social engineering, let's say. There is another company, Offensive Security. I don't recall the exact name, but it's very close to SEC. It's really very close to certificate hacker, but they call them same as Offensive Security pen testers. So it's just a name, and in the end you will get the badge, certified ethical hacker, and now you can say yes, now I am certified.
Okay, got it. So it's all about finding those four companies, not that many of them. And I mean, if you also enter that on a Google search, you will probably find those companies. Who do that.
Yeah,
Right,
sure.
and there's different levels of the certification that you can get, like the first one, which I think that you have, but then there's also something that you can do in person somewhere, like physical education tests and stuff like that. Right?
Yes, the same. Every company have the same, but mostly it's the same pen testing.
Okay, got it. Right, so penetration testing, you also mentioned social engineering, so here's a question about that then. So there's many different topics and disciplines when it comes to hacking, right? The social engineering thing, then the penetration testing and stuff like that. So my personal all-time favorite is indeed social engineering, which is why I opened the session with the tiny little explanation of what I'm doing to you. So what about you? What's your specialty?
I started with Kevin Mitnick, and it was 1996 when he was first time, or 1994 when he was first time arrested, and he died in 2023. So it's more about 20 years. He do the same. It was social engineering. He do nothing for these years. Only social engineering. If we will look through the other layers, like if in programming, and if we will take any web application, back in the days nobody was thinking about cybersecurity. They were thinking about cybersecurity, but not on that level. And if you take a look how coders use these skills right now. They're using usually frameworks, ORMs, libraries, and they already are secure. It's hard to penetrate. Maybe there are some issues what are left that can be exploited, but mostly if startup is using ORM, most likely it will be secure. And the same with networking. If you recall that you told about hubs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What
We talked about hubs and switches. That
Yeah,
was an interesting story.
Yes, exactly. What means hub? Hub is sending to everyone. Hey, take this package. Is it yours or not? And maybe this package is yours or maybe yours. And then computer said, yeah, it's mine, and you can say, it's mine too. And nowadays I'm just explaining to how switches work. And switches work. Oh, this package is yours.
Yeah.
So nowadays, these technical solutions are more prices and more secure, and it's not Wild West anymore. Back in the days, it was like Wild West, and everybody could like not shoot each other, but scan each other. Wi-Fi use Wi-Fi networking and scan the networks in the companies. You can warp drive and it was not hard to get in the company, even in Riga, and steal some information and so on. But social engineering will stay. It will be, and it is, and will stay in, I guess, in next 10 years for sure.
Well, this is actually a really good segue into another question that I had prepared for you. So basically, I would have wanted you to tell us more about, how the situation has in the security evolved over the course of the past 20 years, and how the next 5, 10, whatever years are going to look like. So to give you a bit of an insight of the hub switch talk that we just had, this is from a story that Deniss and I had, I think it was last week when we met shortly to discuss some things. And this is actually from my experience. So 20 years ago, it was properly a wild, wild west on the internet, everywhere in the local networks, right? So if you were if your computer was plugged into a physical switch that the network operator had provided to you somewhere in the attic of your house, you could easily use, for example, Wireshark to just grab all of the packets that were going through that hub, not yours, but also everyone else connected in that hub. And you could just sniff POP3 passwords, and as you know, I'm pretty sure that most of you also reuse your passwords on multiple sites, right? Everyone does that. Google warns you, you don't give a fuck, and you still could keep doing that.
I do the same.
Of course. I mean, I do the same too. I do have some really compromised passwords as well.
You didn't heard it.
Right? So that is what you could do 20 years ago, and if you got one password, it's more than likely that it's going to give you some access to something else. That changed. We had switches already back in the day, so all of that physical layer is already safe. But then the next question that I would like to ask you is, well, seeing how that technical landscape has evolved, it's much harder to crack that and penetrate on that level. So what I would like to know is if you have some kind of a hacker's toolbox of software that you have tested, which you use on a daily basis, which just works. Is it still Wireshark? Is it something else, something new?
Back in the days, there was a backtrack. Now it's there are like Kali Linux or this parasecurity. Actually, it's the same backtracks with new tools, but you will find in any tool, in any kit, you will find Nmap for scanning, and you will find Wireshark. And there is no like you have a bicycle and it's riding, and it will ride in future as well. You don't need to change something. It's Wireshark is very nice. It's very understandable and intuitively it's easy to use it, and you can and you see everything at once. You don't need to and find out how to this package complexes, and it's already you already see the package. So yes.
Any other tools that you use? Something that came out in the last 5 years, or
it's not, one of this tool is there's the same John the Ripper that is used, I guess 10 years for finding these passwords and hash passwords. Hash the same is used for Wi-Fi cracking. So these tools are the same, and I don't think that they will change. Maybe they will evolve, but while we are using same technologies, we will use the same tools. If we will use something new, okay, let's say about SS7. What is SS7?
tell me.
There's a lot of towers everywhere, and Tele2 towers, LMT towers, Orange towers that are making communications between. And they using this protocol since 1970, 60? I even don't know. But it is the same protocol, the same as emails. Email protocol since 1970 is SMTP protocol is the same. They added DKIM, but you anyway you will use the same Outlook and the same BAT or Thunderbird, whatever. So making a new tower, it's you just need this old cell phone and some programming skills, and you connect this old cell phone with the old data cable to your USB, and what do you expect? Yes, you're getting your new tower, and everyone can connect to you, and you can call them. So while we're using the same technologies, we will use the same tools.
All right, got it. Good insights on that one. So, well, this already sounded like almost from personal experience. I'm assuming that you have done something similar with a cell phone. No, you haven't. Okay. Of course, of course not. But anyway, I would still like to get from you kind of like a story from actual real life. Could you share with us how a day in an ethical hacker's life looks like? You know, no names, don't name any companies, but give us an insight.
I will say about 3 different players,
Okay.
and the last one, what you will love more, it will be about social engineering.
All right,
But
awesome.
every meeting starts with the same, mostly with the same. It depends on how who was invited you. And usually there is a CTO and or some cyber IT department chief, and at once he's saying we are safe, everything is great, and we have CEO or another managing director, and he's saying yes, CTO told safe that everything is safe. Outside the meeting, of course, CTO will say, like, yes, I know we have problems here and here. I know we have a lot of problems,
Of course,
but nobody wants to show it. If you will not to talk to him, so no, you will never hear this. But of course, there are problems. Every have problems, and maybe we just don't know about them. And one of the meeting was like, yes, everything is great. We are using firewalls and we have antiviruses and so on. And there are some different tools to validate the security, even not with pen testing skills, but just they call this breach attack simulation, let's say. And I said, can you give me your laptop? Or no, just register here, download this file. And he downloaded it, and no antivirus stopped it. And I said, see, let's upload these files to VirusTotal. It's a virus, you got this. He said, yes. Wow, we have problem.
So talking about processes and procedures.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Another this actually with the same company was they had some lists what you have to do, and he said we have everything updated. And we found out that there was nothing updated. They get checked that no nothing, but a couple things were not updated, and. The CTO looked at the administrator looked at the CTO like, oh, I thought I'd updated it.
Okay, got it.
The another was a programming, and there was very close that we have everything is great. We are using framework. We are using they're using this PHP framework, whatever.
Laravel or
Yeah,
something similar. Okay,
yes,
yeah.
yes. I said, oh, I'm not in PHP anyway, but okay. I guess you're using the last version. Yes, everything is great, everything is perfect. Okay. Then after one week, I sent him screenshots and asked to find in database the one person what I added without any login and password. He said, "How you did it?" Oh, but you left all standard things to do it with the link and with post requests, and then this guy who was responsible for presenting, said, oh yes, but everything is safe, but we will fix it. Okay, thank you.
Much more of a
Yeah.
configuration issue than anything else. So yeah, basically
Yes.
using the stable latest versions of those frameworks does not necessarily mean that you are safe unless you actually know what it is that you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Got it. So I can see that we still have a bit of a time, but let's try to slowly move to the end of the conversation. And still about the tools. So we see obviously a rise in the AI-enabled tools. Also, right before our chat, we had the presentation of 4 different AI use cases, right? So I would assume, and I mean, I have seen this also in my job, that a lot of AI-enabled security tools are currently on the rise. People are employing that technology, essentially trying to build smarter systems that can detect zero-day attacks and whatnot, you know, that kind of stuff. So with that in mind, do you still see in the future the need of ethical hacking, or will those tools eventually be able to replace you?
It depends. It depends on the layer, I guess. Sometimes these XDR, EDRs, they're really nice, they're really perfect, and they're really using telemetry and using AI can understand if it's malware or not. On the other hand, what we are practicing more with social engineering. Layers where people are involved, they will stay, and the issues will stay as well. Like AI is helping to to make better emails in any languages. Right now, you can see we're getting languages, and we're getting calls with AI. We're getting we can record the calls, record the voice, and remake this person and calling this, and AI is helping. Um, so I guess this rivaling will never end, and because again with the technology, and the technology are using both sides, and let's say about emails. And every company knows that we don't need to click here, we don't need to download something, and what we are doing, we are sending the same emails, and guess what? They are still clicking.
Of course, of course. You get a link, you click that link, right? So basically, what you're saying is the technology. You know, it's kind of like the war of the bots to some extent. Even if there are some great tools on the cybersecurity side, there will always be greater tools on the attacking side as well. So it's always going to be a war, and then some kind of a person needs to steer those things, right? And if you want to stay protected, then you might as well hire an ethical hacker or become one. Right?
I guess the same issue will stay the same. We have Every year there are in Israel making. I know that Israel making 300 cybersecurity startups. 300 every year, past 10 years. So it's 300 starts of the cybersecurity. So this sphere is evaluating, is becoming bigger, and the problem will be the same. Like we have. Before we have 10 CMs to understand which CM we will take. Now we have 100 CMs, 200 XDRs. There is no time even to evaluate every one of them.
Indeed, indeed, yeah. At scale, that's basically the conclusion there. All right, good. We're effectively nearing the end of our conversation here. So I would like to basically, well, first of all, thank you very much, Deniss, for coming to have this chat with me today. Dear audience, if there's one thing that I would like you to take away from the talk today, from my side specifically, let it be this. Store your most vulnerable data in a sack of potatoes. It works. They never check. Okay, so that's that. Deniss.
Use the same password everywhere. I'm just playing, but you can do this.
Yeah, it will make the job easier.
Yes.
So all right, thank you very much, dear audience. Hope that you enjoyed this, and see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deniss.